7 sacred signs proving angels are protecting you. Have you ever felt, in your most vulnerable moments, when it seemed like everything was turning against you, a gentle comfort as if it was coming from a distant place? Sometimes, it's a white feather quietly resting on your desk, a sudden flash of light in the darkness, or a warm sensation that calms your heart. We often think of angels as sacred figures, existing in beliefs and ancient stories. But what if I told you that they are actually here? Quietly, gently, always finding ways to be by your side? Angels don't speak with words, they communicate through signs. Small messages that we sometimes don't notice. Let's step into that mysterious world, where angels silently watch over, protect, and guide us. And perhaps, you'll realize they have always been there, right beside you, just waiting for you to listen. 1. Feathers appearing in unexpected places. Feathers, especially white ones, have long been considered symbols of purity, peace, and spiritual connection. In ancient times, the Greeks believed that feathers were signs from the gods to comfort humans. In major religions like Christianity and Islam, the image of the feather is often linked with angels, messengers of God. When a white feather appears in an unexpected place, like on your desk, in a bustling street, or right in front of your door, it may be the way angels remind you that you are being watched over and protected. But why choose this form of communication? Perhaps it's because the lightness and delicacy of a feather make it easy for us to associate it with comfort and love from the unseen world. A historical story. One famous example comes from the story of John Wesley, the English missionary who founded the Methodist Church. He once recounted that after a night of prayer, he woke up to find a small white feather on his Bible. To him, it was a message from an angel, reassuring him that his mission was on the right path and that he was not alone in his challenging journey. A personal approach. Not everyone believes in the spiritual meaning of feathers. Some might say it's just a coincidence or a result of the wind. But pause and reflect. Why did the feather appear exactly when you felt lost? Why did it make you smile or feel at ease? For instance, you might be struggling to find direction in life, and suddenly, you find a white feather on your goal notebook. Whether you explain it scientifically or spiritually, it's still a sign that things are falling into place. Science and spirituality intersect. Some psychologists argue that humans often attribute meaning to natural phenomena for reassurance. Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, once said, "Symbols appear not only to beautify the soul but to heal it." According to him, a feather could be a symbol that the human mind chooses to self-soothe in difficult times. An interesting observation. Whether you believe feathers are signs from angels or simply coincidences, what matters is the feeling they bring. If a small feather can make you feel loved and protected, why not embrace it? 2. Unexplained tinnitus sounds. You've probably experienced a sudden ringing in your ears with no clear cause. The sound doesn't come from the surrounding environment, but seems to come from deep within your mind. Many believe this is how angels communicate, a form of chime to awaken your awareness. From a spiritual perspective, in the Bible, sound is seen as a means of communication from God. He who has ears to hear, let him hear, is a famous quote from the book of Matthew, 13-9, emphasizing the importance of listening to signals beyond the physical world. Missionaries believe that a sudden ringing sound could be a reminder from an angel to pay closer attention to your intuition or reassess your current path. A real story. In 1965, the famous musician John Lennon shared that before writing his song, Imagine, he frequently heard strange ringing sounds in his ears. Lennon believed these were signals from a spiritual force, encouraging him to use music to spread a message of peace to the world. The scientific perspective. From a scientific point of view, tinnitus is often related to neurological or auditory issues. However, some studies also suggest that these sounds may occur during deep concentration or when the brain is processing hidden messages from the subconscious. This increases the likelihood that, whether viewed scientifically or spiritually, tinnitus could be an important signal you should pay attention to. An interesting observation. Try to view this experience in a personal light. If the ringing happens while you're struggling with an important decision, perhaps it's a reminder to slow down and listen to your inner voice. Ask yourself, what is causing my discomfort? Have I overlooked something important? Takeaway lesson. Whether you believe in angels or not, Paying attention to these subtle signals in life helps you connect better with yourself. Who knows? Maybe tinnitus is the way you're being invited to listen to what the universe is trying to say. 3. Glimpses of light or mysterious glows. Have you ever suddenly seen a flash of light from the corner of your eye or noticed strange halos in a photo? These occurrences are often interpreted as signs of divine presence, a way angels signal they're near. From a historical and spiritual perspective, throughout many cultures, light has always been associated with the presence of divine beings. Ancient paintings often depicted angels or gods surrounded by halos, symbols of purity and connection to the eternal realm. The theologian Thomas Aquinas once said, "Light is the language of heaven," offering guidance to the human soul. An inspiring story. One famous case occurred in 1917 in Fatima, Portugal, when 3 shepherd children claimed to have seen the Virgin Mary appear as a brilliant light. While this event sparked controversy, it left a profound mark on spiritual history, leading millions to believe in the possibility of divine communication through light. The scientific perspective. Some scientists explain this phenomenon as the result of light reflecting off dust particles or water droplets in the air. However, this doesn't diminish the spiritual significance of the occurrence. Carl Sagan, the famous astronomer, once said, "We are creatures of light. Even the smallest natural phenomenon can contain profound messages about our existence." A personal approach. If you see a sudden flash of light while praying or during a moment of deep contemplation, take it as a message. Perhaps the angels are reminding you that even in the darkest times, there's always a source of light to guide you. An interesting observation. Light is not only a symbol of presence but also brings a sense of safety and peace. Imagine sitting alone at night, reflecting on life's struggles. When a small flash of light appears, doesn't it feel as if someone is walking beside you? 4. Sudden changes in temperature. Sometimes, you may feel a sudden warmth enveloping you, or experience a sudden shift in temperature with no apparent source. This is often considered the gentle touch of an angel, a subtle reminder that you are not alone. From a historical perspective, in many ancient stories, prophets and monks often describe feeling warmth or cold when near spiritual entities. A notable example is Saint Teresa of Avila, who once described an experience with an angel, where she felt a warm embrace that covered her entire body, as if being wrapped in unconditional love. Explanation from researchers. Some psychologists suggest that changes in temperature may be a biological response to intense emotions or changes in the energy within the body. However, from a spiritual perspective, this is a way angels communicate with us without the need for words. A personal story. Imagine you're facing a difficult decision, unsure of which way to turn. Suddenly, you feel a wave of warmth, as if someone has placed a hand on your shoulder. Perhaps it's an angel comforting you, telling you that everything will be alright. An interesting observation. Whether explained scientifically or spiritually, this sensation often brings comfort and reassurance. You don't need to see an angel to know they are there. Sometimes, just feeling their presence is enough. 5. Coins appearing in unexpected places. Tiny coins found in strange places, on a chair, in a corner of the table, or in the middle of the street, sometimes carry a deeper meaning than you might think. These are seen as gifts from angels, symbols of protection and guidance. Symbolism in history. Since ancient Roman times, coins have been believed to be a link between the physical and spiritual worlds. The Latin proverb, pecunia non olet, money has no smell, not only refers to the material value of coins but also suggests the spiritual value they may carry. A true story. A woman once shared that after her mother passed away, she frequently found coins on her bed or in her jacket pocket, places she was sure she hadn't left them. These coins often bore the same year of production as the year she was born. A reminder that her mother's love was still present. The scientific perspective. From a scientific point of view, finding a coin might be just a coincidence. However, psychologists emphasize that these occurrences can bring a sense of comfort and connection, something the human mind constantly seeks. An interesting observation. When you pick up a coin, instead of just thinking about its material value, take a moment to reflect. Could this be a message telling you that you're on the right path? Or a gentle encouragement to keep going? 6. The feeling of someone being near you. Have you ever felt like there's someone with you? A hand gently tapping your shoulder, even when you are alone? These experiences are often associated with angels or protective entities in the unseen realm. Spiritual perspective. Many theologians believe that this feeling is the most direct sign of angels. St. Augustine once said, "Angels are always here, but they only allow you to feel them when your heart is open." A real-life example. A man once shared that while walking across a bridge late at night, he felt a gentle hand pull him back. At that moment, a car sped by at high speed, nearly hitting him. He believes this was a sign of protection from his guardian angel. A scientific view. This phenomenon could be explained from a psychological standpoint as the brain's self-defense response. But interestingly, the feeling of someone being there often occurs when we need it most, like a subtle touch from the universe to remind us that we are not alone. A personal observation. Listen and feel. Because not every presence needs to be confirmed with the eyes. Sometimes, a simple moment of awareness is all it takes to feel the love and protection from the unseen beings around you. 7. Messages in dreams. Dreams are the gateway between consciousness and the subconscious, between the physical world and the spiritual realm. When angels send messages through dreams, they often come in the form of images, feelings, or clear instructions to help you find answers to your life's questions. From a religious perspective, in the Bible, dreams are seen as the main means of communication between God and humans. Joseph's dream interpretation, which helped Pharaoh, is a prime example of how angels send divine messages to guide us. A personal story. A mother once shared that in a dream, she saw her child falling from a staircase. The next day, she immediately fixed the railing and discovered it was indeed loose. Thanks to that dream, she prevented a potential accident. The scientific perspective. Psychologist Sigmund Freud once called dreams the royal road to the unconscious. However, Carl Jung expanded on this by suggesting that dreams could also carry messages from the universe, connecting all of us. An interesting observation. Whether you believe dreams are psychological phenomena or angelic messages, the important thing is to listen and act. Sometimes, the answers you seek in your waking life may be hidden in a dream you never expected. Angels' footprints in your life. The signs from angels are not coincidences, they are whispers from the divine, reminding you that you are not alone on your journey through life. They are quietly present but deeply meaningful, like invisible companions guiding you through challenges and hardships. Remember, whenever you feel lost, these signs may be right in front of you. You just need to open your heart, pay attention, and trust in what cannot be seen. Life is filled with more miracles than we realize, and angels are part of that miracle. If you've experienced signs like these or believe in the presence of angels, share your story in the comments. Who knows, your story might inspire someone else. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications, so you don't miss more videos exploring the mysterious world. Let's spread the message of love and connection together. Angels are here. Are you ready to recognize them?